everyone, my name is Ritesh Pandey, and in this class, this video, we'll talk about a very small, simple segment of stoichiometry, mole concept, class 11 physical chemistry, which is at times taught a little in class 10 or before class 11 as well. We'll talk about percentage calculation, finding empirical formulae of a compound, and from empirical formulae, we can also predict the molecular formula of that particular compound. Now, the percentage calculation is what we have been doing since the beginning, the way we have been calculating percentage of our marks in a given exam. The name percentage right away sounds per 100, percent means per 100. Let's begin with a very simple molecule, calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is an ideal choice of the initial example because for calcium carbonate you will see the molecular weight is exactly 100. So in a compound like calcium carbonate, where the molecular weight is 100, which is the sum of calcium 40, carbon 12 and oxygen 48 units. 40, 12 and 48 would add up to 100. Now if I have to find percentage of calcium, naturally percentage of calcium would be 40 out of 100 into 100, which will be 40%. If I have to find the percentage of carbon, it will be 12 out of 100, which is naturally 12%. And percentage of oxygen, again 48 out of 100 would be 48%. So I repeat, calcium carbonate happens to be an ideal choice of an initial example because the molecular weight being exactly 100, the calculations are very simple to begin with. Now, suppose in a given problem you are told that in a given molecule, calcium is 40% by mass, carbon is 12% by mass, and oxygen is 48% by mass. I'm assuming you know basics of atomic weight. You understand atomic weight of calcium is 40, carbon is 12, atomic weight of oxygen is 16. 3 oxygen here, so naturally it's 48 units out of 100 units. If you are told in a given problem that percentage of calcium is 40, percentage of carbon is 12, and percentage of oxygen is 48% by mass, and from the percentage, if you are asked to predict the empirical formula of that compound. So what we are doing is, we are trying to frame a question from our own and arrive at the expected result. I think this part is being understood. Out of 100, calcium is 40%, carbon is 12%, oxygen is 48%. We already know we are talking about calcium carbonate, but now we'll pretend as if it's a new problem altogether, where in the problem we are told 40% by mass of calcium, 12% by mass of carbon, 48% by mass of oxygen. What could be the empirical formulae or chemical formulae of such a compound? So we'll take it as a new problem altogether. Where we are told that the percentage of calcium in a given compound is 40%, carbon is 12% and oxygen is 48%. If this happens to be a question, altogether, we have to find the empirical formula of this compound. I repeat, we already know it's calcium carbonate, but this being the first problem to begin with, we're trying to frame the question and solve it of our own. Now 40%, 12%, 48%. How do we get the empirical formulae? The rule is, you will want to find the ratio of atomicity. Empirical formulae is the simplest set of whole numbers by which the compound could be represented. So for empirical formula, you will want to find the ratio of atomicity, number of atoms of individual elements in that compound, and that is done in the following manner. Calcium is to carbon is to oxygen. We want to divide the percentage by weight with the corresponding atomic weight. So 40 by 40 for calcium, 12 by 12 for carbon, and 48 by 16 for oxygen. So the process is the percentage weight or the percentage by mass is divided by the corresponding atomic weight, and naturally this will give me 1:1:3, and I'll predict the empirical formulae or the formula of the compound is calcium carbonate. So this is something which we knew. Beforehand. We ourselves had drafted this problem. Let's take up one more example. So this idea is completely and concretely understood. So the second example I want to take is again of a very popular organic compound. We'll talk about glucose, C6H12O6. You will want to keep copying at your convenience. The second example I want to take here is glucose, C6H12O6. It's a very simple segment of mole concept. I repeat, at times taught before class 11, and you'll be surprised to know that even in the All India entrance exams, even in the IIT JEE and the NEET medical entrance exams, at times you find basic application of this concept. So let's talk about the second example, glucose, C6H12O6, and the molecular weight of this compound would be 180. How do I know this? 12 into 6, carbon would be 72 plus 12 hydrogen plus 16 into 6, this is 96. I mean, these are so many popular compounds that 72 plus 12 plus 96, we are used to knowing the sum of the three, and the molecular weight of this compound will be 180 only. Now, what is the percentage of carbon? The percentage of carbon naturally is 72 out of 180, and we'll see this will be 40%. The percentage of hydrogen would be 12 upon 180 into 100. It's again a simple calculation. This will be 6.66%, a recurring number. And naturally, if these two add to 46.66%, or you can calculate by the amount of oxygen, 96 by 180. Else, you can add the two, subtract from 100, and it will be 53.33% of oxygen. So in another molecule, in another example where the molecular weight is 180, again we have calculated the percentage of the three constituent elements, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Now what I will pretend is, it's a problem given to me, it's a question given to me. And the question reads that in a given compound, you will certainly want to copy this at your convenience, and the question would read that in a given compound, if the percentage of carbon is 40%, hydrogen is 6.66%, and oxygen is 53.33%, the question would be, find its empirical formula. You will be surprised to know this question has come 2 times. It has come twice in the All India Medical Entrance Exam, which is currently called the NEET exam. Has also come in different state level engineering exams in the past. So you have to find the empirical formula with this data given. Yet again, carbon is to hydrogen is to oxygen. What I do is, I divide them with the corresponding atomic weights. So when I divide them with the corresponding atomic weights, this is 53.33 mind you, upon 16, and the values which I'll get tentatively would be 3.33 is to 6.66 is to 3.33. Now naturally, this will suggest it's 1 is to 2 is to 1. It will suggest that the molecular empirical formula of the compound is carbon is to hydrogen is to oxygen in the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 1, and the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 1, 1 is to 2 is to 1 would mean the empirical formula is CH2O. Now from the empirical formula, we can get the molecular formula if the molecular weight is given. I'll come to that, but before that, you would want to be very, very clear about this simple way of finding the empirical formula, where the percent of the constituent elements are given. What we are doing right now is, we are framing the question of ourselves and then arriving at the expected empirical formula. But otherwise, it could be a problem of this kind, where it will all begin with the percentage of elements, percentage by mass, and we have to predict the empirical formula. Now moving on, when it comes to the molecular formula, naturally empirical formula happens to be the simplest set, the smallest set of whole numbers, giving me the atomicity of the 3 elements. When it comes to the molecular formula, molecular weight upon the empirical weight would be a number n, which will be a whole number. Now CH2O would certainly add up to 12 plus 2, 14 plus 16, 30, and the total molecular weight is 180. So 180 out of the weight of the formula unit CH2O, which is 30, would give me N to be 6, and I would know I need to multiply CH2O 6 times to get the formulae C6H12O6. So this is how I can even arrive at the real molecular formulae. But certainly to get the empirical formulae, what all I have to do is divide the percentage by weight or mass by the corresponding atomic weights and get the ratio of the atomicity of elements in simplest set of whole numbers, which is the so-called empirical formulae. So we have taken up 2 examples. Time to take up some real exam questions. Now when we take up the real exam questions, we're going to keep copying this at your convenience. I'll begin with a question which came in the JEE Mains. The name now is JEE Mains. It's obviously an older question. It was an AEEE or IIT back then. And the question reads, there is a compound containing carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen in the ratio of 1:9:1:3.5. I can read, there is a compound contains carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen in the weight ratio of 9:1:3.5. Empirical formula is, trust me, this is a real JEE level question. But you know, it's like one of the simplest questions of the real JEE exam. The weight ratio would be the same as the corresponding percentage ratio. Now what I need to do is, obviously 4 options are given. Options are C2H6N2, then there is an option like C3H4N. Let me correct. This is the empirical formula, and the real exam question is about the molecular formulae. 1 and 2. Option 3 is C3H4N. Option C is C6H8N2, and option D happens to be C9H12N3. What's also given is the molecular weight of the compound. The molecular weight of the compound is given to be 108. So this is the entire question. Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen. The ratio is given. You have to find the molecular formulae. But before getting the molecular formulae, you have to find the empirical formulae. Now what I suggest is, every time I write a question on the whiteboard, you will want to copy the question, then pause the video. I hope I'm easy to understand. Every time I present a question on the whiteboard, you will want to note down the question, pause the video, try the question of your own, and then resume the video to see if your answer is the correct answer or not. So maybe you will want to pause the video right now, go ahead with this very simple problem, and then resume for the real solution, for the real answer. Now simple, 9:1:3.5. So the ratio of carbon is to hydrogen is to nitrogen should be 9/12 is to 1/1 is to 3.5/14. Considering the atomic weight of carbon is 12, hydrogen is 1 and nitrogen is 14. Now this would be the same as 9/12 will be 3/4 is to 1 is to 1/4, and naturally it will look like I multiply by 4 throughout. 3 is to 4 is to 1. So I've got a basic set of formulae, and the basic set of formulae suggests the compound has an empirical formulae of C3H4N. 3:4:1 we will mean carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and this is the empirical formula C3H4N. Now C3H4N is the empirical formula, and if you do the calculations, 36 plus 4 plus 14, 36 plus 4, 40 plus 14, the unit weight of C3H4N will be 54. The molecular weight is 108. So naturally n here is 2, and what you need to do is you need to multiply this with 2, to get the molecular formula. When you multiply this with 2, naturally this will be the right answer. So I think I have been able to explain the solution of this question to you. This was the real exam question, an old question of the JEE exam, but a very basic concept, a very basic part of mole concept I keep on saying, where from the ratio of the weights, we can easily calculate the molecular formulae and even the empirical formula and even the molecular formula. All we have to do is perform this percentage ratio, weight ratio upon the corresponding atomic weights. Now moving on, let's take up another question. Let's take up another question. Suppose I can read another problem, which is a compound containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. There is a compound containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. A compound containing carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen has 38.71% carbon, 9.67% hydrogen. Carbon is 38.71%, hydrogen is 9.67%. And oxygen. Now this oxygen has to be calculated. Find empirical formula. And the options are CHO, CH4O, CH3O and CH2O. So it's CHO, CH4O, CH2O and CH3O. Simple. First of all, we will want to get the percentage of oxygen by adding these two and subtracting from 100. By adding these two, I'll get something like 48.38, and on subtracting from 100, I'll get this as 51.62%. You can pause the video now. Do the necessary solution. I repeat, you'll want to pause the video now. Do the corresponding calculation. Get the ratio of atoms in the empirical formula. Then resume the video and see which is the right answer. So what we need to do is carbon is to hydrogen is to oxygen is 38.71 upon 12 is to 9.67 upon 1 is to 51.62 upon 16, the corresponding atomic weights. And when you do the calculation, this will be roughly 3.22 is to 9.67. is obviously reckoning 9.666, this is reckoning 3.222, and this will also be 3.222. So this is the ratio which is like 1:3:1. It's a ratio which is like 1:3:1, and naturally option D, CH3O, would be the correct empirical formula of this particular compound. We'll want to move to another question. And maybe the last question for this particular video. Before that, we'll want to copy the solution and we take up the next question, again containing carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. So this time there is a compound containing carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. There might again be 4 different options given. And the real problem, which again happens to be a real medical entrance exam, all India entrance question, the data is carbon 40%, hydrogen 13.33%, and nitrogen is 46.67%. You have to find the empirical formula. The options might well be CH3N, C2H3N, CH4N, or C2H3N2. Suppose these are 4 formulae given. You have to find the right answer. Yet again, what you will want to do is, you will want to pause the video right now. And do the necessary calculation, simple, a couple of steps, and then resume the video to check if you have got the right answer or not. So what we do is, we find yet again carbon is to hydrogen is to nitrogen by dividing the percentages with the corresponding atomic weights. So 13.33 upon 1 is to 46.67 upon 14. And this time we have done this in the past. This was 3.33 is to 13.33 is to, and this will be 3.33 again, and this will give me a ratio 1 is to 4 is to 1. This will give me 1 is to 4 is to 1. So if it's 1 is to 4 is to 1, 1 is to 4 is to 1, naturally CH4N, and C looks like the correct answer to this question. I hope you would have got this question right as well. So a very small part of mole concept which I wanted to cover with some examples. Naturally a little bit more would be taught, some more value addition, will solve more questions in the assignments which I'll give to you. But I hope a question of this kind will make you happy in the real exam. This much for the time being. Thank you so much.